Wagwan Conscious Creators, thank you guys so very much for tuning into another one of my videos. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. If you find anything valuable, of course. But I thank you for tuning in and watching this video. My name is Rajay. Um, you know, I you can say I'm on my spiritual journey of finding my own truth and expressing that truth in such a way that it inspires others. And it's, in a sense, I'm using my life as an example and as a means of really fueling greater self-awareness in the broader humanity, or in broader humanity, right? So I know for a lot of people, as it pertains to self-awareness, consciousness, all the different topics might be or sound as if they're like, what, what is this, what is he talking about, etc. But trust me, as time goes by, more and more of these topics will become very common amongst the population, especially due to the fact that so many things have been happening with respect to advancement in our knowledge, whether you want to say technologically, scientifically, but also spiritually. There has been a lot of accessibility to greater knowledge amongst the people. But saying all that to in today's video, I wanted to focus on discussing the whole idea of whether or not someone is living in alignment with spirit, or you can also describe it as being in alignment with your God mind, in a metaphysical sense, or if you're living in alignment with the ego, and what those different way of life really would look like. Because the reason why I wanted to talk about this, well, to be honest, is because I was meditating and this topic came to me the night before, and it dawned on my spirit, and I was like, I should really talk about this because I think it really helps with creating a sense of freedom and a sense of purpose. Once you really kind of find it easier to distinguish between the two realities. And it has taken me a very long time. Well, in some respects, a very long time to accept um, my own path versus one that is more based on the more egotistical way of life. But let me get into it so it becomes more clear for you. And if you're hearing any background noise, I do apologize. I'm out here in nature, so it might be like that a little bit. Um, but in starting off with the ego, right? The ego is commonly known to be or be an attribute of or considered like our lower self, and it is said to be the characteristic of the lower self primarily because it is more based in materialism, or it's more based in a reality that is a bit void of the spirit or divine truth, right? And so as it pertains to the ego, like many people, you know, whether it is because of familial upbringing, external circumstances, friendships, different relationships, um, will tend to fall prey to that reality just based on the influences around them. And so it's only natural that yeah, you kind of, I guess, live based on the ego, or the ego mentality, because that's what everybody is, or the vast majority of the population are doing. However, it is important to note that if you're trying to find and align with true purpose, then one has to be able to distinguish between what that lifestyle looks like versus one that is predicated on your true life purpose, um your God centered or spiritual purpose, right? And so typically what you will find is that someone who is living a life based on a more ego driven or ego central reality will tend to have habits that either, let's say, they're based on fear, they're based on attachment, they're based on comparison, and different things of that nature. And the reason The reason why is because when you really look into what the ego is essentially your attribute of your personality, or the greater aspect of your personality that has been formed based on um, different things that have happened throughout your life, especially throughout your younger life. And so you look at this personality as if it is the central core of your being, when in truth and in fact it is not, because it has been created by somewhat illusory beliefs that in truth and in fact don't determine your reality, but because it has been reinforced through thoughts and actions over many many years, and we live by that, then it has created a reality that seems like that is your truth, but it is really not. And when you're living through an ego based I guess reality, you know, you will fall prey to a lot of things having to do with desires, attachments, fears, and all these different things. And at the end of the day, if you're familiar with the chakra system of the body, the seven chakras, you'll know that those, um, I guess, mental attributes, they're aligned with the lower chakra. And it is important for one to elevate themselves spiritually beyond that level, or to clear whatever hindrances might be taking place within the lower chakra, so that you can move beyond that state of mind into one that is more God mind, one that is more spiritually driven. And this is a journey for everybody. I'm no exception to any of this. You know what I mean? But it is important that, you know, you're able to see the reality for what it really is, and to identify whatever um, patterns or whatever habits that you're carrying that would be enforcing the more ego driven reality, right? Now, as it pertains to a reality that is more spiritually driven and that has the God mind as the motivation, or or the core of, you know, your life, what is going to be characteristic of this reality is one that is um, pretty much driven by love, for one, right? It's driven by um, a universal consciousness or connectedness to everything, a oneness to everything. Is connected to more harmony, more purpose, and things of that nature, right? And there is more fulfillment naturally in living in accordance with your personal truth, with your more God-centered truth. And of course it takes time for you to be able to connect with that, because before you're able to get to a more God-centered truth, you have to deal with the lower self, with the ego. And that is why you have to be able to distinguish between what is more ego driven versus spiritually driven within yourself. That is a personal journey that every human being has to undertake for themselves. And no one can force that on anyone. But you have to take the time to find within you what are the hindrances that are holding you from the lower energies all the way up, so that you can clear the way pretty much for spirit to lead, without the blockages that might be taking place mentally, emotionally, physically, etc. And as I said, this is a journey. You know what I mean? That's I want you to really soak that in. It's a journey, and it's no joke. You know what I mean? Like, the spiritual path, or the path to truly knowing thyself and understanding thyself, it takes a lot of work. And obviously, if it was an easy path, then more people would be on that journey. But it obviously takes time and patience with oneself, right? Um, and so it, other than the fact of it being challenging and all of that, I'm not saying all that to discourage anybody. Of course, I'm just saying that to prep you that if you're watching this and you're getting ready, you know, just know that you have to be willing to put in the work. But what is key also is that in your thought process, that you actually begin to accept the reality that you are um, God minded, and that the divine is within you, making itself present every single day. If you're not accepting that and affirming that reality on a day to day basis, then you're going to fall prey to the distractions that have been created in this material world to keep you in the egotistical realm. And I think by now, in this day and age, everybody should be quite, um, it should be very clear to you that there are a lot of distractions in this material realm. It should be very clear. You know, I don't think I have to go too deep into that because we live it in many respects on a day-to-day basis, because a lot of what we partake in on a day-to-day basis keeps us away from our actual spiritual purposes. And whether you want to admit that or not, you know, you can look yourself in the mirror and say whether it is that you're actually walking in alignment with what you think you were divinely brought here or manifested in this plane for. That is a question that only you can answer, not me. You know what I mean? And so, as you really begin to affirm the reality that your life, or you're wanting your life, or you're living in the present with the mindset that your way of life is God centered, then it will allow for your um, the true essence of your spirit, the true essence of who you are to be made manifest bit by bit. Again, everything is a process, but it starts by you accepting. It starts by you opening yourself up. And as I said, slowly but surely working away at the things mentally, energetically, physically, you know, emotionally that might be creating the respective blockages, right? So I hope, based on how I've kind of given a contrast and between the two, that you can better, you know, figure it out in a way and have more clarity. And I'm saying all this now because we're in a very particular time on the planet where a lot of, as I said, a lot of advancement is taking place, and really and truly, it's either you're going to be on that wavelength for growth, in that regard, or you're not, and you have to be the one to choose that. No one can choose that reality for you. Um, but we are in exciting times, and I'm embarking on this journey to really propel myself into a place where I can better help people, because I know that is really at the core of my life purpose, to help in increasing self-awareness, for others, you know. And it's not because of perfection, it's not because of anything, you know, like I'm in any exception to any rule or anything like that, no. But when looking from a God-centered place, that is what is made manifest in my spirit, and that is what I then act on, right? And like I said, it takes time to align with that. It takes time to have the faith, the courage, and to be bold. But as I said, it is important that if you are interested and if you are looking to begin on this journey, that you begin to look, to stop looking outside of yourself, but to start looking within and accepting the fact that you are made in the image of God. You have the divine within you, and that intuitiveness towards life that is naturally there from birth, you have to align more with that because it is your truth. You understand? Um, and I want to encourage you guys to not be fearful, you know, not be, um, don't allow doubt and the insecurity and all these different things to hold you back from really walking in the light of who you are. I'm here to tell you that it is possible, and I'm here to tell you that you can do it. The tools for you to do it are already there. You just need to start applying yourself in the right way. The answers, the support, the resources, everything that you need will be there at the right time. And it is just for you to trust in that process and trust in the divine forces that are guiding your life. Again, I've had to, throughout many years of my life, had to, as it were, lean more and more and more into that phase to get to where I'm at right now. And it's taken a long time, right? But if you start this journey now, you know, it'll definitely show you a lot more truth to the reality that you're living, and give in more clarity and give you more clarity, as to where you need to be, what you need to be doing, so that spirit can really work through you. You get what I'm saying? So I hope you guys really found this short message of mine insightful, helpful. You know what I mean? It really brings me a lot of joy, a lot of peace, um, to be able to share with you and to be, open, real, vulnerable in a certain way. Like I said, it's taken me a while to, you know, build myself up to get to this place, but I'm here and I'm staying within this space as I grow spiritually. Because my goal is to really be a resource to you on your journey, um, and for us to share in that development, right? So again, I hope you guys found some value in this. Definitely like the video, definitely share. If you haven't yet subscribe, definitely subscribe. I don't know why I'm saying shrub. But what I'm gonna do too, to actually help facilitate the process for you to be able to walk in your more spiritual path is I'm going to do another video where I'd add an affirmation. Affirmations are extremely important, I assure you, extremely important in helping you to deprogram and reprogram. You know what I mean? Because as I said, where your ego is concerned, it has been an entrainment of habits, thoughts, reactions, etc., over a period of several years. And in essence, you have to reprogram your mind and um, thought patterns, etc., in order to kind of detach from that and to transcend that reality. And affirmations, of course, meditation, and we'll get more into that. But affirmations play a big role in helping to feed your mind, feed your spirit, what is, and especially if you're accepting it wholeheartedly. So I'm gonna be posting another video. Be on the lookout for that. Um, I'm not sure when, but I'm gonna post it as soon as is possible so that you guys can use that as an example. Don't have to, if you want to change up the words, if you want to, no problem. But it's just a means for you to have an option. So I'll post that affirmation. You can say it. Um, you can start little by little. Just listen to it when you know, wake up in the morning first thing, maybe in the middle of the day before you go to bed. But you want to do it when your mind is at ease and you're in a very relaxed state of mind, so that you can more consciously be receptive to what is being said, you know. But I look forward to, you know, seeing the growth. Not that I know you guys personally, but I'm sure, as time evolves, we'll have more connection and stuff like that. Um, but again, you know, get yourself ready to become a conscious creator, right? Prepare your mind, prepare your body, prepare your spirit to be in that conscious state, right? Because you are a creator of your own reality, right? So I think I'll cut the video here. Thank you guys again so much for taking the time to watch the video. I extend my sincere love and gratitude to you guys always. Um, and be on the lookout for more. Again, if you haven't already subscribed, do subscribe, share if you think this might be helpful for someone. And like the video also. But yeah, man, blessings, one love.